You know the deal with this series by now. J-Horror Oddities, where we're here to look at the weird, wonderful, or hidden Japanese horror movies that no one ever talks about. Now, if there's one genre of horror movies I utterly despise, it's found footage. The reason? Well, it's because they're almost always crap. There's the occasional good one, but that's pretty rare. Now, this movie, called Paranoiac, is a found footage film. It's a low budget found footage film. Now, to put it into perspective, the Blair Witch Project, which is the best found footage movie ever made, was also a low budget horror film. So to disregard this movie that we're about to watch or look at because it's low budget is not the wisest decision, right? Wrong. And I'm going to tell you why that's wrong. Now, I don't know much about the origins of this movie, other than it's from the same production house as Death Forest, which is Broadway, and is from one of the directors behind Honto ni Atta Noroi no Video series, which translates to It Really Happened, Cursed Video. A found footage style series which is over 50 titles deep. This director loves making found footage movies. His filmography is full of them. By the way, before we start, I'm not sure I fully understand what happens in this film, so some of what I'm about to tell you might not be accurate, but it will be funny, so let's continue. Now remember, this is a found footage movie, so sometimes scenes in the movie make no sense, just like this opening one, where Mickey and her mother are celebrating Mickey's birthday, although it feels nothing like a celebration as her mother keeps cracking the shits at a neighbor who's playing music loudly. Mickey remembers a teddy bear that her auntie gave her, and her mother pretends not to know anything about it. The phone rings and it's Mickey's editor wanting to know about her next story. Nikki is a romance story writer, but she wants to write something a little different. And since this is a found footage horror movie, she wants to write about something horrific, which takes her to an abandoned building with her editor and a man called Miura, whose father used to be some kind of caretaker. Her editor, Hayakawa, is recording their visit to this building as a way for Mickey to remember additional details for her story. So, what's her story about? Well, her auntie, the one who gave her the teddy bear, used to live in this building as a homeless person. And yes, I know that's paradoxical. Who ended up there after her child was stillborn. This slowly led to her going insane. She murdered her husband and escaped to this building. As the three of them start exploring the building, they enter a large room with a mysterious piano in the middle and a bunch of Mozart music sheets scattered everywhere. And yes, I know I butchered saying the word piano because I've got really no idea how to say it. On further inspection of the room, Miura gets unnaturally excited when he finds something called an atomic robot, a toy from the occupied Japanese era. Apparently, this collectible could be worth a bit of money. But as we later find out, there's a hidden secret inside this retro child's toy. We're also going to gloss over the reason why it's there in the first place, as it doesn't suit the storyline of the film. Excited about the toy, Miura goes home to check the eBay prices. But don't worry, he'll be back. But before he leaves, they come across another locked door. This door holds many secrets. Now, this is the point where the movie starts getting a little confusing for me, and I couldn't work out a very important detail. You see, the movie now introduces three new people who seem to be some kind of either thrill seekers or content creators. They've turned up to the same building to investigate the same thing as Mickey. Now, I want to have a time out here because I'm not really sure of a few things, and I have a couple of theories that they could kind of all be correct. That both groups are in the building at the same time. This feels very unlikely, even though they both hear the same noises at the same time. That this new group is actually from the past and Mickey is reliving their experience. That this new group is actually from the future, as they make mention of reading Mickey's story. Whatever the answer is, it still makes very little sense to me, even though I watched this movie all the way to the end. So, if you've seen it, can you please tell me in the comment below what it is? If you're here to find out the answer, then I'm sorry, but I'm about to confuse you just that little bit more. As Mickey and her group continues to explore the building, they discover an old shoebox full of high 8 video cassettes. Now for people under the age of 25, these video cassettes are going to be highly confusing. Now, believe it or not, there was a time before everyone had 8K cameras sitting in their phones, and people used to use these small little camera things to document everything. You know, they wouldn't always carry them around, obviously, because of the bulk, but you know, they recorded on these magnetic tapes. That's what they found in this movie. Now the characters in this movie are also using these types of cameras. Now theoretically anyway, because those cameras would record on tape with a maximum resolution of no more than 240p, and since this movie is in full HD, it's obvious they're not using high-8 cameras. Anyway, Miura returns to the group with an important discovery. Hidden inside the atomic robot was a key, and he thinks this key will open the lock of the mysterious room they couldn't enter. He's right, it opens the room. And inside is a nightmarish display of mess. It's alluded to that this was Mickey's aunt's hidden room. They look around at the flower-covered baby cot while the other new group of explorers review some footage on their digital camera. It's here they discover the first ghost of the movie, recorded in the piano room. Back in the aunt's creepy baby room, the crew is looking around until something happens. The lights go out to give the special effects crew enough time to get everything in position. When a torch is turned on, a pair of monstrous hands are around Miura's neck. With a quick twist, his head falls off. Everyone starts to freak out. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. It's at this point of the movie where the incessant screaming begins. I hope you like screaming and yelling. Because from here on, it just gets pretty full on. The thrill-seeking crew review some of the footage pre-recorded on a digital camera and see another group of explorers also met a grisly, gory death. More noises occur, more screaming, more running, more unexplained actions from the cast of characters. Now for those of you who like mysteries with their horror movies, will now be pleased to know that the recently decapitated Miura is back, with his head intact. He's also confused why Mickey's acting like she's seen a ghost. He unlocks the door that they previously went into, and after again explaining that he found the key inside the atomic robot, walks into the room and immediately gets killed again. This time though, we just see his arm being flung out of the room. Back to our thrill seekers. They find themselves running from room to room in the building until they realize they can't get out of it. But they remembered there was an open window on the floor above, so they head there. A monster appears and kills Mickey's editor. Now, she's all alone. But then the camera glitches out and we're back outside with the editor filming Miura trying to open the door to the building. What the actual fart in hell is going on here? They find Mickey, who's utterly confused how two people she saw die, one of them she saw die twice, are now standing in front of her again. Let's be honest, the rest of us are equally as confused. The thrill seekers are in another part of the building and their mental health has deteriorated to the point where they're now accusing each other of everything that's going on. Noises echo through the building that can be heard by both groups of people. Another key is found. This is starting to feel a lot like a video game that opens yet a different lock to another room that was previously inhabited by the auntie. Now this is the part of the movie I hate because we see a spider. And it's a really ugly looking spider too. The kind of spider you'd burn your whole house down to try and kill. All over the walls are pictures of Mickey's teddy bear, which is further evidence that her aunt was living there. Now at this point I have to try and summarize the ending of the film because it's all a bit of a mess. Mickey retrieves the bunch of videotapes she found early in the film and they belonged to her aunt. They're full of home videos, including Mickey's birthday and another scene that shows the aunt nursing the teddy bear as if it were her child. She's clearly suffering from the death of her child. Something here has happened to the aunt. She snaps and kills her husband, then escapes to the abandoned building where she lived the rest of her life. Somehow she finds the spider, and then somehow she's transformed into the spider. I'm not making this up. Or I could be, because remember, I don't quite understand the film. Although everyone other than Mickey seems to be killed by this giant auntie-shaped spider, so I think I'm somewhat right here. Before everyone, including the thrill seekers, are killed, Mickey seems to hallucinate and see her mother. I don't quite understand the significance of this part, other than perhaps alluding to the fact that her mother might have known about the aunt, or if it's some kind of guilt thing. Either way, Miki manages to escape at the end of the movie with her life still intact and everyone else dead. This review portion of the video will be highly skewed because I hate found footage movies, so automatically I started watching this movie with the wrong mindset, which means I was kind of pleasantly surprised to find that at about halfway through the film, I was actually really enjoying it. I was excited to think that this movie finally might be the one that changes my mind about found footage movies. Although, to be honest, I have seen some good found footage movies that I really enjoy, such as Incantation from Taiwan and the Korean film Gonjam Haunted Asylum. They're both excellent found footage flicks, but then the screaming started. And I almost tapped out at the ending. I mean, my morbid curiosity made me want to know how this trash ended, and I regret that now, thanks to the huge spider art at the ending. If anyone knows me, knows I utterly hate spiders. I don't care that I am from Australia. Yes, I know we have massive spiders, doesn't mean I like them. Now, this also means that I have nothing good to say about the film, which is a shame because I believe that the storyline, as confusing as it was interesting enough. And without any clarity though, I feel more frustrated than impressed by the payoff at the end. Now, it seems to me that the core importance of being cast in this film was the ability to scream and yell over the top of each other. So if that was the aim of the director, top quality casting you've got there. But I have to admit, I do kind of like the low budget special effects, except for the spider. Using the patent pending ghost rating, which stands for great horror or stupid trash, 1 ghost. I'm finally awarding a film 1 ghost, and that's because it's found footage and I hate it, and there was a lot of screaming and a lot of screaming and a lot of screaming and a huge spider, and it was stupid. But if you've seen it and you like it, then tell me in the comments below why you liked it or why you even like found footage movies. Someone once said to me, if you don't like found footage movies, why do you talk about them? Well, unfortunately, that's just part of horror. There is them, and someone gave me this movie, so I thought I should watch it and check it out. Anyway, I'm the Artie Dans. You are watching Shockmania. Thank you so much for tuning into J-Horror Oddities. I try to make this a fortnightly video series. If you've got a recommendation for me, I'm more than happy to take it. Otherwise, leave a comment below, a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you liked or disliked the video. Either way, I appreciate it. And subscribe, all that other jazz. I will catch you next time.